Hi guys, Jason J here again, the Flair Guy. Now, have you ever had those times in your career where you feel like things have just stopped moving, where you get a little bit stagnant and you wonder what you're really doing and what you're going to do next? I've certainly had my fair share of those moments. But when I've looked back, I've noticed one thing in common whenever I've experienced this sort of feeling, and that is that I'd stopped learning. I'd stopped taking on new information. I'd been relying on what I knew to that point, but not taking in new information at the rate I should have been. Now, there's an expression that I subscribe to, and that is that the most successful people in this world are, or tend to be, the most efficient learners. And particularly now, the model of the world has changed. We're in the information age. Once upon a time, people would stay at the same job for 40 years. Today, they will have, I think it's something like 16 different jobs over the course of their career, or 16 different professions even. So, the days of the education vaccination are done with, and we've now got to accept and embrace a new reality. So how do we approach this long-term quest and mission to keep learning? It's a challenge. Here's a model I think will help. So, you know what I'm like with art? A pure genius. Here's us right in the middle here. And around us, we tend to sort of create this little zone. And of course, we know what this is called. We all flop back into it now and again. It's called our comfort zone. So this is where we feel safe, where we can relax, where we're not really too bothered about stressing ourselves out, trying too much new. But there is a problem with the comfort zone. Whilst it's nice to have an element of safety and security in our lives, too much of it can lead to stagnation. There's an expression that I talk about a lot in my speeches, which is a tree will either grow or it will decay. It won't just kind of get halfway and just stop for a while. And I think we're the same. We are either going to grow and develop and evolve, or we're actually going to decay. We don't stand still. So comfort zone, too much of a comfort zone, can be quite dangerous for us. It can lead to decay. So, what's the alternative? Well, we can push ourselves. We can take on new challenges and new ideas. But there's a challenge there, isn't there? This is what I'm going to call the stretch zone. So this stretch zone is when we're pushing out and we're taking new information, trying new things out. Maybe we're going skydiving, or maybe we're learning another language. We're in that stretch zone. It's uncomfortable. And when we hit that stretch zone, what happens is we encounter fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, all of these primal fears that will come up and they will test us and see if we've got the mantle to continue. Now, another expression, I'm full of them today, is failing is not falling down, it's just not getting up again. So we're inevitably going to make some mistakes. We're going to fail, but we're going to try and fail fast in order to learn the lessons. The stretch zone is something some people avoid, but the more successful people in our lives and in the world tend to dive straight in there. They tend to keep going, feel the fear and do it anyway. The secret is, once we've made that decision to push through, once we've made the decision to try out new horizons, to go to new places, the stretch zone starts to transform into something else. It starts to transform into our new comfort zone. So what happens is we expand, we grow. Like the tree in the analogy, we start to really reach up skyward. Now, it may be hard. It's not as easy maybe as relaxing back into our comfort zone. But long-term, comfort zone is dangerous. We need to be pushing. We need to be exploring, discovering new things. And this is probably the simplest way that I've ever seen it explained. So, don't rest on your laurels. By all means, relax now and again and enjoy sitting back in the security of what you know. But whenever you get that feeling like, I should be doing something else, I'm just not getting places, I feel a bit stagnant, It's because you've been there too long. It's time to step up, step out, and embrace a new challenge. It will scare you a bit, but sooner or later, it'll become your new comfort zone. Thought for the day. Thanks guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.